What up, YouTube? Welcome to my channel. I'm Anthony TV. Look, do me a favor. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button for me. Like this video and drop a comment if you got a comment, man. First and foremost, I just want to say thank you guys for supporting the channel. If you've been watching the channel or you've been watching my post earlier today, I posted that we surpassed another milestone. That's 200,000 views for the ATV squad. I appreciate you guys for rocking with me. Appreciate you guys for your continued support of the channel. Look, I'm going to continue to keep grinding. I'm going to continue to provide good content for you guys and hopefully be able to add some value to you guys in some form or fashion. So I'm looking forward to the future, man, of the channel and the community, what we building. It's just a positive atmosphere over here, a positive vibe. And I wouldn't be where I'm at without you guys. And so thank you to all you guys out there, man. Continue supporting the channel. I appreciate it. So today's video, you see the topic. We're going to compare Sysco to US Foods. And we're just going to go through a few ratings. CEO ratings, overall culture ratings, things of that nature. Just gonna touch on a little bit and see how they stack up, the two, Sysco compared to US Foods. And let's talk about it, man. Y'all let me know in the comments after we get done, after we get through this video. At the end, let me know in the comments, man, what you think. All right. Look, without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into today's video. Here we go. Sysco versus US Foods. All right. Again, like I said earlier, this is basically comparing the CEO rating, the overall culture score, brand ranking, and other ratings. So we're going to go through these ratings and see how they stack up between the two. All right. Sysco's brand is ranked 145 on the list of global top 1,000 brands as rated by customers of Sysco. US Foods brand is ranked 545 on the list of global top 1,000 brands as rated by customers of US Foods. Real quick, let's look at the product quality. On the left, you got Sysco, 3.5 out of 5 stars. On the right, you got US Food, 3.2 out of 5 stars. So product quality, Sysco got a little edge over them on that one. Pricing, 3.4 out of 5 stars for Sysco, 3.6 for US Foods. 3.5 out of 5 stars for customer service and 3.5 out of 5 stars for US Foods as well, customer service. But overall score, 8 NPS score for Sysco, and then a -6 NPS score for US Foods. So Sysco wins in this area, says winner by 14 on the net promoter score. Got 45% promoters, 18% passive, 37% detractors. For Sysco, you got US Foods, 39% promoters, 16% passive, 45% detractors. Let's go ahead and move on down to the next. Working at Sysco versus working at US Foods. You look at the CEO rating, the comparison between the two, you got 68 over 100 for Sysco CEO rating, and you got 78 over 100 for US Foods CEO rating. US Foods is the winner by 10%. Employees at US Foods rate their CEO 78 out of 100. This score is 10% higher than the scores of Sysco's CEO. So US Foods CEO has a higher rating than Sysco's. So US Foods got them in this area. Let's look at the overall culture at Sysco versus US Foods. Sysco, employees at Sysco rate their overall culture a 68 over 100. On the right, you got US Foods. Employees at US Foods rate their overall culture a 71 over 100. So again, US Foods is the winner there by 3%. And that's the overall culture at Sysco versus US Foods. Let's go down to employee net promoter score at Sysco versus US Foods. You got Sysco with a 4 employee net promoter score. And on the right, you got US Foods with a whopping 44 employee net promoter score. So again, US Foods is the winner. They have a much higher employee net promoter score. Scroll down to gender score at Sysco versus US Foods. So on the left, the gender score, you got Sysco 79 over 100. Employees at Sysco rate their gender score is 79 over 100, with product and customer support as the two departments that rate their experience the highest. You got US Foods on the right, 76 over 100. Employees at US Food rate their gender score 100. And you got the diversity score at Sysco versus US Foods. Sysco has 63 over 100. Employees at Sysco rate their diversity score is 63 over 100. US Foods on the right, you got 76 over 100. Winner by 13%. So US Foods has a better diversity score than Sysco. Let's move on down to perk and benefit score. On the left, Sysco, 77 over 100. Employees at Sysco rate their perk and benefit score 77 over 100. US Foods, 82 over 100. They're the winner by 5%. Let's scroll down to professional development score. Sysco, 62 over 100. US Foods, 58 over 100. So Sysco has a higher score. They're the winner by 4%. Let's scroll down to leadership culture rating versus US Foods. Sysco, 66 over 100. US Foods, 67 over 100. Sysco rates lower than US Foods on leadership culture rating versus US Foods. Ratings based on looking at 1031 ratings from employees of the two companies. Ratings come from the answers to questions like, what does the leadership team need to get better at? And is your company invested in your career growth? So US Foods had a little bit better score, 67 over 100, not much. It's really a 1 point difference there. Sysco, 66 over 100. So let's scroll down to compensation culture rating. Sysco versus US Foods. You got Sysco, 70 over 100. And US Foods with 80 over 100. That's the compensation culture rating. So Sysco rates lower than US Foods on the compensation culture rating. Ratings based on looking at 806 ratings from employees of the two companies. Ratings come from the answers to questions like, do you believe you're paid fairly? And does your company give annual bonus? So US Foods has a higher rating in that category. Let's scroll down to team culture rating. Sysco, 72 over 100. US Foods, 77 over 100. Sysco rates lower than US Foods on team culture rating. Ratings based on 753 ratings from the employees of the two companies. Ratings come from the answers to questions like, how would you rate the quality of your coworkers? Do you look forward to interacting with your coworkers? So again, US Foods has a higher score in that area. All right, let's go to environment culture rating. Sysco, 67 over 100. US Foods, 70 over 100. US Foods has a better score there. That's the environment culture rating. Ratings based on looking at 800 ratings from employees of the two companies. Ratings come from the answers to questions like, what needs to change to make the company culture better? And what's the work pace at your company? All right, let's scroll down to the last one, the sentiment culture rating. Sysco has a 70 over 100. US Foods has a 78 over 100. Sysco rates lower than US Foods on the sentiment culture ratings. Ratings based on looking at 746 ratings from the employees of the two companies. Ratings come from the answers to questions like, how do your customer perceive your company? And what would you most like to see improve at your company? In most of the categories, US Foods had a better score. So shout out to US Foods. All right, guys, so there you have it. Sysco versus US Food comparison. Just looking at a few ratings. You guys seen it. US Foods had better scores overall, based on information we just looked at. So shout out to US Foods. Sysco, obviously still the number one company, largest company. So look, there you guys have it, man. Look, do me a favor. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button for me. Like this video. Drop a comment if you got a comment. Until next time, you already know, I appreciate your support. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.